Sometimes when you're creating projects, it's nice to be able to mask off certain areas. And these are two products that I use to do that. We have Nuvo masking fluid and we have Tombow Multi Liquid Glue. Now for the Nuvo, I used it on this card here because I wanted to create a dark background, but I wanted to make sure I had some light space in order to be able to stamp, emboss, and watercolor that sleigh and reindeer, as well as the trees. Once I stamped, just so I knew where I wanted to put the masking fluid, I put the masking fluid over my stamped image and let it dry completely. When it dries, it goes a lot more yellow and it's going to protect that area. So now when I'm jelly printing a dark background over top of that, I can remove that masking fluid once it's completely dry, and I'll have a light surface in order to do my stamping and watercoloring on. The masking fluid is really easy to rub off when it's dry. You just rub it off with your finger, or you can use an adhesive eraser. That will help save your fingers from having to rub it, or it'll also help start different areas. The way I like to use Tombow Multi Glue is I like to stamp an image and I'll cut it out with some scissors. Tombow is a great glue for gluing two pieces of paper together. It's nice and permanent. However, if you let it dry on paper, it dries like a Post-it note, so it's tacky. So for this, once I'm done cutting it out, I take my Tombow Multi and I put some squiggles over the background, making sure that I've got some nice coverage. It doesn't need to be thick, but you want to make sure if you're wanting to do ink blending that you've got the edges covered. Once that is completely dry, it's dried like a Post-it note, I can stamp my image, put my mask on top, and then in this case I'm deciding to stamp a few other butterflies to create a cluster. I could also do ink blending around this and my image would be protected and nice and white. By doing a mask like this, you can create a cluster of images out of single images and make it look like it's, say, one full image. Once you're done stamping all your images, you just take your mask off and you're good to go. I like to save my mask. I'll put it with my stamp set and I'll use it a few times over and over again. They're usually good for a few times. And then I've got my image set here for my project. It's nice to be able to have a couple different options so you can choose which one is going to suit what you're trying to create the best.